Hiya Aries, welcome. Happy birthday, happy Aries season, and congratulations because you are the first Hinstas on my channel to get the tarot reading. So I'm starting tarot readings from this here new astrological year, and yours is first. So let's get into it, shall we? I've got my little deck here, and this is going to be for April, and as some of the Hinstas will know, I do rising sign astrology, so this is best for your rising sign, but if you're Aries Sun or Aries whatever, it might be good for you too. It's up to you, but I recommend you watch the one for your rising signs. This is April, and you know what? I forgot my fan, my wand fan. I always forget something. Anyway, by the way, my name is Hinny. I'm a spiritual astrologer. If you didn't know me, if you're new to the channel, welcome, and welcome back as well if you're a regular Hinsta. So, if you watched my general Aries season video, which is currently uploading, I think it's almost done, so check it out, let me know what you think, send me a comment. But yeah, if you watched that, what I was trying to say in that video about Snow White and the film, the new Snow White film which came out this year, is that she had, in the film and in the story, she has this very just simple and effortless way of understanding, giving effect about, and being sincerely in touch with like the people around her in her village. Like, even when she was the most vulnerable, like, I won't spoil it, but even towards the end when she's like the most vulnerable, she's able to use that to gain support, a lot of support, and save her own life. And that's against like the brute forces of weapons and royal power and magic. Like, against all of that, she was just able to be like, yeah, I knew your dad, or I remember you when you were a little girl. And it's just so like raw and like just off the cuff and like real. And we know that that's very you, Aries. But also, it's interesting because Snow White, it's the first film I'm watching this here astrological new year, which is quite interesting as a choice because there hasn't been that much, honestly, showing at the pictures. That's why I haven't been in a few months now, but I tried to go like every weekend, almost. But yeah, today was the first time I went to watch a film in a long while, and it was Snow White, a remake, obviously. But also, it's interesting because we've got Venus, the ruler of women, in Aries, in your sign, and retrograde, conjunct Mercury, also retrograde in your sign. And of course the sun is in your sign. But what I also wanted to say is that this Aries season, like usually Aries season, the classic Aries season is very like, very stereotypically spring-like. It is filled with motivation or gusto or whatever we want to call it. And it's kind of like a vroom vroom racing car ready to take off at any moment. But we have a snake year overarching, and of course these aforementioned retrograding planets at the beginning of the year, the astrological year. So it's weird. It's like, it's not the textbook Aries season, I would say. We're also just coming off an eclipse as well. And it's a snake year. So it's kind of like starting the year with a cold, like an annoying cold, or like plans or something are taking longer to get off the ground, maybe. But also it is because Mars is in Cancer, so Mars is hosting this beginning of the new year, and Mars is your ruling planet, or what I call your life path ruler, Aries. So Mars is there in Cancer in his fall. And so what I think that tells us a lot about is, like discomfort or fighting for Cancerian things like the family or traditions. But also, this is what I have in my head, like just give an effect. Like just like the things and the people that you just give effect about, and you might have to fight for them, or they have to fight for you. It's too many cards. I think they have to fight for you, you have to fight for them, something like that, a bit of both maybe. Or there's like some disgruntled feelings to the beginning of the year, to your April. Now we do have, let me just get into the astrology. So at the beginning of April, my cousin sent me this, by the way. It's lovely. But anyway, I keep all my moon dates and everything in here. We've got Neptune at the 0 degree of Aries. So finally Neptune has left Pisces. Neptune is in a sign, in a single sign, for yonks and yonks and yonks, by the way. But also Mercury continuing to retrograde, but this time in Pisces, and Venus will also be in Pisces, also retrograde. So that's how April is kicking off. And yeah, I feel like your April as well, Aries, could be a bit like that, like maybe something disgruntled, or like just like a quieter start to things. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of sometimes like a party, but not that many people turn up. But at the same time, maybe it's okay, because like maybe you need some more time, or maybe you are in a more of a settling down kind of energy. King of Cups as your core card. Yeah, so I said like settling down energy. Also the Three of, can you see that? Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. They came out together. So yeah, right now you're in this energy, Aries, of emotional control. This is about emotional control and keeping your emotions in control for the sake of the things that you're working on with others, Aries. So it's really important that you kind of keep the lid on maybe certain grudges you have even, or just, you know, those feelings that could erupt in a fire season. We've got Mars in Cancer, remember, so not only is Mars in his fall, but he is squaring this Sun in Aries, this Sun going through your sign, through your first house if you're Aries rising. So it's kind of like, not like raining on your parade, but it's like, it's square energy. It's like there's something there, like niggling, like a thorn in the side, perhaps, or like something or someone that you're still waiting to like move along or get out of the picture. But also think about your contracts, Aries. Think about your contracts and how your reaction to things might affect your money or your opportunities later, and like your ability to participate in contracts and collaborations with other people. Like moving forward, you want to start off on the right foot or with a bang maybe, but like it's a controlled bang. It's the King of Cups. It's a controlled bang. It's like those massive dynamite controlled explosions, which are like really epic, but like it's all been assessed. The safety has all been checked. There's no one within range is going to get hurt. But it's massive and it's loud. And it's destructive as feck. So it's like a controlled explosion, or you are overseeing things in a more controlled way. And we've got the sun coming out. Major Arcana card. He is exalted in your first house. So it's about doing all of this control of like your emotions, control of your reactions, not just for like your contracts and stuff, but for the sake of like you want to have a good and also sensible and mature. That's what I'm getting, like a sensible and mature beginning to the year. You want a nice April, maybe like really an adult energy. Even if you're quite young, you could be in a adult or like steady, kind of stable sort of energy. Beginning of April, yeah. 8 of Pentacles. The beginning of April, Aries, this is you. Focused on your work, whatever it is that you do. Yeah, you're going to keep doing it, and amidst all this retrograde energy, I think, and this is coming above the 3 of Pentacles. I'll show you the spread in the video when I edit later, but this is above the 3 of Pentacles. So again, I think this has to do with like your contracts, especially contracts that you're in. Try not to slack or slow down the work. You're an Aries, so I don't think you'll slow down necessarily, but the retrograde energies can have all of us, or many of us, tripped up, feeling like it's a bit of a slower start to the new year. Death. Major Arcana card. This just speaks to me, it's the end of one astral year and the beginning of another one. So that's all that is. So you're focusing with the death card here on your work. Maybe a lot of you are focusing on finishing up loose ends, because that's a lot of what this particular Aries season is about, this particular year. It's like there's still stuff in the previous year that you are working on, and it might have to do with yourself, your health, because this is your first house season. Yourself, your health, even like some kind of new beginning that you want for yourself, or even to revitalize the self. If the last year, the dragon year, if it was bad for your health, for example, you might be still working on that. And the 8 of Pentacles and the death, for me, just speaks to like the beginning of April is you working, continuing to work on like improving your health. But also it's just like it's a sign, a big omen of the end of one chapter, and yes, the beginning of another one, but there's still these, like, especially these retrograde things, right? These people, and like Snow White, it might be like you're just trying to live like your best life with the people in your village and all the animals who you don't even call on these animals, right? This is kind of the energy. King of Cups, like you're solid and steady and in control emotionally, and you don't even call on these animals, these birds and these deer and all these lovely like forest creatures, but like they come to you anyway, they come to your rescue anyway. And I feel like that's what you need to stay in, that's the energy you need to stay in, like, because there might be some people or things or a situation that is going to be testing you. And maybe you just have to keep your head down even, and just try to stay focused. Yeah, that's what I want to say, Aries. Stay focused, especially if you're like tying up loose ends. Keep doing that. Finish the project. And for a lot of you, this is the project of the self. So, keep... It could be about integrity as well. King of Cups, for me, is like a card of integrity. Especially like emotional integrity, like how you actually feel about yourself, the version of yourself that you want to be celebrated, or that you want to invest in your relationships or in your career even. If there is conflict, like maybe you don't even need to, Aries, like care that much about it. Yes, Eight of Cups, coming after the Death card. So in April, yeah, you might just be able to or allowed to turn your back on conflicts. Just get away, move away from things. That's 2 8s coming out for you on either side of the Death card, which by the way is a very scorpionic card. So we've got a lot of this Martian energy coming through. Maybe you're just like not bothered. And like mid to late April, maybe you're going to be able to be done with a lot of stuff, especially first house stuff. So by the end of April, I feel like, especially once Venus and Mercury turn direct, you will be feeling, I think, a lot better. I think the end of April is a lot more accomplished, and that could really set you straight for like the contracts and the things that you've got kind of ticking and bobbing along behind you, like, or behind the scenes. But yeah, if there is like a conflict or a serious thing that comes in, you're going to be fine, Aries. You're going to be fine. But it could have to do with family. Okay, there's a card that wants to peep out. 3 of Wands. Division. So by the end of April, you're going to be more focused on the vision. This is a fire card, Wands. So like, what the feck, Aries, do you want to accomplish? And also this has to do, or this goes back to, I think, that idea of yourself and the version of yourself that you want to be projected out there. The 3 of Wands is like the projection card of like, as in the image or the vision, the thing that you want or you're dreaming of. And it could have to do again with your contracts and your business. Like what, like that's what you're going to be focused on, like the vision and just the shit that you, the shit, can I say that? The shiz that you want to have produced. So I think it's going to get more exciting by the end of April for you, Aries. It's nice. Another Wands card, the Ace of Wands. Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of this. You see what this is? This is the classic textbook Aries season energy. So if we were to open the traditional astrology textbook or the pop astrology textbook, whatever textbook, right? It would be like Aries season is very Ace of Wands or very Fool energy. We don't have the Fool here in this reading, but we do have finally the Ace of Wands. And I do think this is a very Aries type of energy. And it does speak to, by the end of April, there being a lot of exciting potential for you, Aries. Especially, I think, so long as you avoid those conflicts or those niggling things that are going to possibly be interfering. I talked in the general Aries season video with the 7 of Cups, like the distractions, the confusion. It's about like overlooking that, because we've got these retrogrades, the sibling retrogrades, Venus and Mars, these retrogrades in your first house. So this can even be like yourself, like you yourself inside, feeling all these like reversals and reflections or re-reflections. And yeah, I think now and like the beginning of April could be like feeling kind of messy, or not messy necessarily, but like what's the word? Sluggish. That's the word I want to use. Like sluggish. It's like very sluggish spiritual spring this year, or slow. But yeah, by the end, you've got this Ace of Wands energy coming in, and this is also, I would want to say, this is also like blank canvas energy. Again, classic Aries season vibes, blank canvas energy, and finally feeling maybe fresh at the end of April, finally feeling like something is gonna feckin' come, like something's on the way, or something is within reach in terms of manifestation. You're getting all this fire, extroverted or external fire coming through towards the end of the month. Let's get you another card and then we can wrap up, Aries. I hope you're having a very nice day, by the way. It's Sunday Fun Day as I film today. And yeah, you know, when I went to the cinema, the pictures today, I was the only one there. So I live in like a small to medium-sized city. But today, like, there was no one else who went to see this film. It was just me, and it was wonderful. I booked the G9 seat, which is my favorite seat in the cinema, in the screen, and it was just great. I love it. And that's another, like, Aries season. Oh, that's a lot of cards. That's too many cards. But I did just see the Emperor there. You can see the Emperor. Anyway. But like, yeah, another general Aries season thing for us all is that you don't need to be afraid to... Some people need to hear this, that you don't need to be afraid to work out on your own, or go to some pottery club on your own, or go dancing on your own. Who gives a feck? Like, do it. But you might feel in the beginning of April that it's more difficult, or there's still something, I feel like there's still something you are trying to iron out, or someone you're trying to get away from first, and then later in April, maybe you're more in that classical Aries mood of who gives a feck. I don't need to give a feck. Okay, let's try to get you one more card, Aries. Okay, that's the card. Another Wands card. The Eight of Wands. So we started with the Eight of Pentacles, or we have at the top rather, the Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups with the Death card, right? And then we're finishing with an 8. This is the Eight of Wands. Aries, a lot. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. Wow. Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. Can you see that? This is the full arsenal card. So yeah, you're going to be, by the end of the month, you're going to be like Top Gun. You're going to be, yeah, like, yeah, this King of Cups, this king is feeling that he has everything that he needs. And especially this can connect back to contracts, to your business, to your money, or just like a strong sense of stability by the end of April. But also the Eight of Wands speaks to getting busier in the sense of like exciting responses to messages, emails, communications. And if you are like a business person, it could mean that the end of April is where you're getting more activity, more business. So Aries, I like this reading for you. We are starting with a little bit of that sluggishness in April, but the end looks amazing. Late April, especially, I think, once Venus and Mercury go direct again, yeah, it's just going to be like, yeah. I have that song by Tyler in my head now, Motivation, Push to Start. So maybe you want to listen to a bit of her music to get you kind of rolling, get you going as you go through April. Anyway, Aries, I love you. You are a superstar, obviously. And even if the beginning of this astrological year isn't like so super duper, it's definitely going to feel more up your alley come the end of the month of April. I love you, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. This is me trying to find the stop button. It's been a while. Okay, this is bye for real.